Good morning, good morning, good morning. So NIO stock is down today. Ouch, this hurts because I am down 20% or 25% in my NIO investment that I started investing in it pretty heavily, I would say in September or October. I had 100 shares like a year ago at like $9 a share. And that was about it. And I saw a video on YouTube. This guy, well, I won't tell you his name because it's never financial advice, right? So I don't want to make it like this guy I was looking at him for financial advice. But we all do research on YouTube. We all do research on the internet. And I did a bunch of research. One of the videos I saw was by a guy named Kevin Walmsley, and he has a China Business Daily or something like that. He was talking about the NIO battery swap and some of the deals and partnerships that NIO was doing with CATL and BYD, which got me to thinking about investing in NIO because I already had a lot of like EV type stocks as far as graphite and lithium and all that crap, and it never did really pan out over the last 4 or 5 years. So I was thinking, you need to be in something more growth tech wise that has more eyeballs. So NIO kind of came back on my radar. So I started putting more into NIO. I'm down now 20% because it's just down. Apparently NIO is a tough stock. Now I have one of two options. I could sell half my holdings today. I could sell half of what I have and maybe hope to buy back in later. I mean, that technically would kind of be shorting it. Even though I own the shares, I would be shorting my own shares. I'd be selling them now, hoping to buy them back later. What price would I try to sell them now? And what price would I try to buy them back later? Well, the stock's trading at $4.50 now, $4.52, something like that, on November 14th, 2024. So it's trading at $4.50. I know you're down to know how many shares do I have. Well, I won't get into too much of those details, but let's just say it's significant. So if you had like 100 shares, should you sell 50 now and hope to buy back more later, maybe at $3.50 instead of $4.50 where it is today? I could do that. I made some money on SoFi. So, technically, if NIO stock drops down to $4.30, I could sell what I have left of SoFi and buy another 1,000 shares of NIO. That would be a plan. But then it could drop even further than $4.30. These technical analysis guys on the internet, they're like, well, the chart is showing that there's downward momentum and pressure and there's no double break. Like this one guy I watched, he says he's waiting for a double break to, I'm sorry, I don't know why my phone's going off. He's saying that he was hoping for a double break. It needs a double break up before he'll, get in. And I went back and looked at some of this guy's past trades or his past recommendations, and he was kind of right on. Like he had talked about NIO going up like back in August, like before it went up, and it did go up based on his chart analysis. So some guys can read chart analysis really good. There might be something to it. Maybe I should wait until around that time to even bother with getting back in. Even if NIO does fall to 430, should I take a $4,000 and buy another 1,000 shares of NIO? I don't know. I think right now, since it's red and it's very emotional, I don't think I should do anything really, because I think if you just try to trade off of emotion, it's not going to work out. Now, there has been some other stocks that I have had in the past, which I probably should have traded off of emotion and got out. But that I think those stocks were a little bit different because let me tell you why. In my opinion, and I don't know anything. This is not financial advice. This is not nutritional advice. This is not this is not relationship advice. This is not musical advice. This is not even advice. This is not even a guy talking. These are just voices inside your head. Okay, so other stocks that I invested in the past, like graphite, lithium, and stuff, the issue with those for me is that even today, take graphite for instance. Graphite is used inside EVs. It's used inside the anode. Okay, so it makes up a large portion, volume wise, of all the minerals used in a battery. Until they come out with solid state batteries, graphite is the primary anode. So the situation is we don't make any graphite in North America, pretty much. Like there's like none. There's two companies. There's Novonix in Tennessee that's making synthetic graphite. There's Nouveau Monde Graphite in Canada that's doing natural graphite. So they came onto my radar like during the pandemic when everybody was on the internet looking for stocks and looking for things to invest in. So I said I'll invest in the gas companies of the future, which would be the raw materials that makes the batteries. Makes sense to me. You always hear people say, hey, if I could have invested in Exxon in 1950 or something, I'd be rich today because it's the gas companies. I don't know enough to speak on it, but I can only say that I think more the battery companies are the ones that are the gas stations of tomorrow, rather than the actual raw materials that go into it, because you don't know all the raw materials that are going to make a refined battery. Just like we don't know all the actual oil raw materials that make up the refined gasoline that you actually get on the end. It's a chemical process. So there's probably a lot of oil companies that are digging oil out the ground, but all of it's not maybe used in refinable gas that you would see with Exxon or BP. So Exxon or BP, to me, are like the battery companies like CATL and BYD, in my opinion. So when I invested in graphite and stuff like that, it didn't really work out because, first of all, there's no volume. There's no, not a lot of people really invest in mining stocks. So there's no volume, no trade volume. Like you'll see like 5,000 shares being traded on a company, on a certain mining company where like Tesla or NIO or Xpeng or whatever, you got 15 million, 50 million shares. So there's a lot of activity, a lot of eyeballs. It can go up, it can go down, but at least it's moving. There's nothing like watching a raw materials stock like graphite or lithium just go down and just sit down there, and it's crickets, it's tumbleweeds. So anyway, so back to NIO, what to do with NIO. So those are some situations where I should have got out even after I lost half my money. I should have just got out. But I didn't know. I figured it's coming back. They're going to come back. But graphite, China owns 99% of all synthetic graphite, almost 100%, and like 60 or 70, 80% of all natural graphite. So it's a very opaque market. They control the pricing of it. So it's too complicated to even get into, but it's a very opaque situation. So it's anyway. Thought it was a good idea. It wasn't a good idea. So let's see. Is NIO going to be a good idea? I have no idea. It would suck if I lost the money, but I just started investing in them. So the graphite stuff, all that stuff I've been in for like 3 or 4 years. You see what I'm saying? So I've held that stuff for like 4 years. I could probably hold NIO for 4 years. What would NIO be in 2030? I don't know. Is it going to be $4.50? I doubt it. Are they going to be out of business? I doubt it. A lot of people invested in them. Chinese government, the folks out in Abu Dhabi, out in Dubai, and the UAE, CYVN's got put like $3 or $4 billion in them, and they bought in at $7 a share. So they're way underwater. I'm at an average cost price of $5.70 on NIO. So anyway, I think right now, because NIO's more of a tech company, they got a lot of things going on. Maybe too many, some people say, but there's a better chance than not that NIO will see $5.70 again, where I bought in, where my average price is at least. I've got shares from $9. I've got shares down to $4, shares down to $4.70. But majority of my shares are like in the $5 range, $5.30, $5.20, $5.50, $5.70, that kind of thing. But I'm thinking I'll just hold it, you know. But see, the thing is next week earnings come out for NIO on the 20th. That's the catch, you know. So now, since Trump won the election, and there's already been a lot of negative China sentiment. Like, they're like, oh my God, don't even get me started. Like, America on China is crazy. It's just like the insanity of it. It's like you see somebody winning and you just be hating like a mother. Anyway, I ain't gonna. If I start cursing on this channel, it'll set the wrong tone. But there's so much negative Chinese sentiment that any little thing that is that if NIO comes out with anything negative is gonna send a stock down, down, down. So, like the other day, insurance registrations came out. They have weekly insurance registrations that I think Li Auto puts out, and NIO, they had low registrations, and people use these insurance registrations to try to figure out how many weekly deliveries each car company is doing. Now, NIO doesn't put these numbers out. NIO doesn't claim to these numbers. This is put out by another car company called Li Auto. Okay. The insurance registrations could be off for any number of reasons, but long story short, NIO this week had low insurance registrations on Monday, I think, or Tuesday. And let me tell you, when them insurance registrations was low, that stock sold off from like $5 and change to like down to $4.60, $4.70. It went down. It's been down all week, and even today it's down like even more. So let's see. Yeah, so if NIO does not come out with good earnings next week, it's going to drive stock down. You know, even if they come out with good news, it may not drive the stock up that much. Because there's a lot of things that manipulate a stock price. It's not just, like, put it this way. Like, take, for instance, a company like Rivian. They're in more dire straits than NIO. The stock trades at twice the price. I'm going to look it up right now to see what Rivian is today. They don't have as much cash on hand. They don't have, a lot of things. They're trading at $11.28. And I know for a fact that Rivian's probably trading at $5, future earnings or something. I mean, 5 times future earnings or something like that. NIO's trading at either 1 time or below, getting close to below, like book market value or something. So that's what I'm saying. But Rivian's a U.S. stock, so I don't know all the details about shorting and all that, but I'm just saying NIO should probably be trading at least where Rivian is. Like, if NIO was trading 5 times future earnings, they would at least be trading at $20 a share. Even if they're trading at 2 times or 3 times, they'd be trading at $10 a share. So, but that stock, NIO stock's been sinking for like a few years now. Anyway, I don't know. I kind of like NIO. I like what they're doing. Battery swap makes sense to me. I know it costs a lot of money, but it makes sense. The people that are against it, I don't see their point, because you have the choice to do both. If you have a NIO, you can battery swap or not battery swap. So with Teslas, you can't do that. Tesla, you're stuck with the battery. You total the car, you total the battery. The insurance price is higher on when the battery is attached to the car. If you don't own the battery, your insurance premium on the car can go down. Okay, you buy the car for cheaper. You can choose to buy the battery, keep the battery, do whatever you want to do with the battery if you want to do that, or you can do NIO's battery as a service. So NIO, I like their options, but that doesn't mean anything for the stock price. So it doesn't mean that just because they got the better mousetrap, the stock price is going to go up. But again, I think I'm a hold today. I mean, honestly, I really don't care. I mean, it's not going to be like, I'm not going to go hungry, if I lose the money. If the money, I don't think I'm going to lose the money. Even if I did lose the money, it wouldn't be completely terrible, but the stock's going to keep going up or down. More than likely, it's going to go above $5 at some point. Maybe next summer. I don't know. Who knows? But I would just be acting off emotion if I did something today. But I would almost buy more. Like I said, if it drops below 430, I'll give it a few days. I'll buy more. I suspect that if they don't have good earnings next week, it might tank, go down to $3 and something, and then probably that's when I'll buy that other 1,000 shares or something. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm kind of leaning towards. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll look back on this video and we'll see. Did he make some money or did he lose some money? But at what point we look back on this video, I don't know. Maybe next week, maybe next year sometime. But oh, and one more thing on insurance registrations. A lot of people call in insurance registrations deliveries. I'm seeing YouTube videos where people are saying NIO's deliveries are low. NIO does not publish deliveries until the end of the effing month. Okay, people? Insurance registrations are not deliveries. I get it that you can extrapolate from that, and I get it that in the past there's a strong correlation and the numbers, they kind of match up. But it's not a delivery. I mean, I don't, people, do the people register the vehicles themselves, or does NIO register it for insurance before it's given to the customer? I would like people to get more into the details of how the mechanics of insurance registrations work, instead of them just commenting on NIO's deliveries are low because insurance registrations. Because apparently there was some insurance registration issue at the tag office in Shanghai or something, even though Shanghai only accounts to a certain percentage of NIO sales, but there was some issue. So the insurance numbers were supposedly off this week. That's what some other YouTuber said. It's conceivable. I mean, I just don't, it's insurance registration, but if those numbers aren't right, it's going to send NIO stock down, but they're not, insurance registrations are not, they're not deliveries. Now, since I actually like NIO, I like the company, and I haven't seen them guide. I've only been heavily in the stock for a very short amount of time, so I haven't seen them. They haven't misguided yet. But I tell you what, since the CEO said that December they should be selling 10,000 of AMBO, and he said that I think in March they'll be selling 20,000 of AMBO. Even if the regular NIO brand goes down, okay, margins will be lower technically, I guess. But what I'm trying to say is, I want to see if they live up to whatever their guidance was, instead of just going off the hype or going off of the negativity or the fear. And if it turns out not to be a good stock because they always miss guidance, okay, we'll see about that. But I don't know if they've always missed guidance. I think their sales numbers have been going up over the years. So I don't, people are kind of negative on it right now. And I get it. The technicals probably is not the time to buy the stock. The technicals are down. I get it. You can read the charts and wait to the right technical time to get in. But as far as and I heard one other rumor, I don't know if it's true, but I heard the military was looking to use NIO, the Chinese military, their battery swap, but one of the leadership of NIO didn't want to go with it, so that the Chinese government may be angry at NIO or something. That's just something somebody said on YouTube. There's no verification that, people just talking. But so we'll see. I don't know. I like the company. It sucks that they are a Chinese stock, because if they were American stock, man, come on. This stock would be like at least $10, $15. Keep it 100. So if it goes to $10 by next year, by March or something, or next summer, then I've doubled my money, and it will be a significant amount of money. Trust me, it will be a significant amount of money. Like I said, if you had 100 shares or 100 of something, should you sell half today? I'm probably not gonna sell half today. I don't have time to worry about it and get an ulcer about it. But it's good to ponder. I will keep an eye on it, because I'm leaning towards just going ahead and picking up that other 1,000 shares. But I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and see if they have really bad earnings next week, because I don't have to buy the 1,000 shares now. I can just wait until next week. Of course, I'll be down even more with my main holdings of it, but even though I'll be down even more, I'll have a chance to pick up that extra 1,000 shares at maybe $3.50 a share, or maybe less. I have a big red over here, but I'll be able to get 1,000 shares at a low. So I don't know. I don't feel like just selling at a loss and trying to guess. Now, let me say one last thing. This video's kind of been long-winded, but there's a possibility if I were a betting man and I would say that that NIO's management is salty at the shorts for shorting the stock. And I don't know if they're salty or not, because from what I hear, the CEO of NIO, he doesn't really care about stock price. He's like, he just doesn't really get into all that, and he's not anyway, they don't care about the stock price so much, so they're not going to do anything to help a situation. But it would be nice if they knew about that insurance registration data and that something was wrong with it, that numbers are really going to be good at the end of the month, and also their sales numbers are going to be good for quarter three when they have their quarter three earnings call, and they want to sock it to the shorts. So they're letting people just short it down because they know some big crap is going to go down. That's possible. Somebody was saying, oh, these companies, it's hard to believe that these mega companies would be so petty and would be so emotional. I'm like, look at Elon Musk and Tesla and look at how that stock's doing. Tesla will go on, Elon Musk will go on Joe Rogan and start say some stuff like he'll cook some shorts. Elon is salty. Elon was picked on a lot as a kid from what I read about his story. So he's probably like, he's kind of turned into a villain a little bit, if you ask me. Not in a bad way, but, kind of like, he's like, I'm going to stick it to all you mofos who, talked crap all that time, So it's possible that NIO could have good earnings, could have good news in store, and they're looking to really burn some shorts. But we don't know. We don't know. One good thing is they're releasing earnings on a Wednesday, which is interesting. They've been doing it at the end of the month. I mean, like at the last month in the quarter. For the previous quarter, that's when they'll do earnings. So earnings for the first quarter was like in April 5th, and earnings for the second quarter, April, May, June. Wait a minute. March, April, May, June was done. I think in September, July, August, September. So third quarter earnings technically for July, August, September is would normally come like December 5th, but they're doing it on November 20th, which is off from when they would normally do it. Now that could be because they got a lot going on in December. They have the NIO Day and the launch of Firefly and all this. But if you're going to release bad news, I would think you do it on a Friday, maybe. Give people time to think about it, process it. Not in the middle of the week, not at the beginning of the trading day. So they're doing it on a Wednesday at the beginning of the trading day. So maybe they know it's going to be good and they're going to give time for shorts to get cooked for the remainder of the week. We don't know. I have no idea. And also, I can't think of any reason why NIO would guide for certain numbers in December and January and whatever, unless they knew they had those sales pre-orders or something. But we'll see. I've never invested in this company for that long, so I'm gonna see if they're gonna live up to I hope that they're gonna do. If they go out of business, a lot of other people are gonna lose a lot more money than I lost. A lot, like billions. But I don't think that's gonna happen. But I don't know when the stock's gonna go up either. So until then, peace out. Be blessed. I hope it works out. Remember, not financial advice, not relationship advice, not real estate advice, not life advice, not a vice, not Miami Vice, not a vice grip, not any vice. It's nothing. It's words in the ether. Peace out.